Welcome to Gallery Watch. I'm Cassie Hart, and this week we have headed to the hills to have a look at what some of the artists of the Darling range have on offer. I'm here with Judy Kotal, who designs and makes her pieces here at the Mount Olive Gallery. Tell me about how you started off being an artist.
Well, I guess it was something that I found quite easy right from an early age. I didn't actually want to be an artist. Things sort of tend to happen by accident. I finished school and did a degree in anthropology at the University of Western Australia, and then went on and did a diploma of education and ended up teaching art at the Northern High School.
So how did you get into making stained glass?
Well, while I was teaching at the Northern High School, I built a stone house on a little property that I had in Clackline, just outside Northam. And I had taken some stained glass from the family home to put into the building when Cyclone Alby came through. Needless to say, the stained glass windows didn't survive. They were very badly damaged. They went away to be repaired, and the repairs were somewhat less than satisfactory, so I decided I'd learn how to do it myself and repair them. I actually never did repair them, but I went on and made lots more new glassworks.
Oh, excellent. So what is the overall process for making stained glass work?
Well, you've got to design it first. The design has to be possible. You need to cut it in glass. It needs to be structurally sound when it's finished, and appropriate for the purposes that its new owner intends. Yeah. And then you draw the design out full size, cut your glass, and generally put it together with lead. There are other methods of doing it, but it's usually lead.
And how long have you been doing this?
Over 30 years.
And you've also moved into painting and jewellery making.
Yeah, one thing leads to another. I was working with some very, very beautiful glass and thought it looked quite nice combined with precious metals or semi-precious metals, copper, silver, gold. And so I went and learnt the basics of jewellery metalworking and did some jewellery. Then later went on into painting, and now I'm pretty much mainly painting. Is
there a particular art form that you enjoy doing more?
At the moment it's the painting, and that's because the glasswork had to be accurate down to the last millimetre, very exacting, and I really just long to be able to have a bit more spontaneity, I suppose, in the work, and the painting has provided that. Yeah, this is more recent jewellery, and this came about because I was invited to take part in a jewellery exhibition, and I was painting at the time, and thought, well, how can I go from the painting back into the jewellery? And so the obvious step, I guess, was to use the painted canvas and make it up into, well, in this case, beads. Of what I did before, this one was done as an exhibition piece. Totally impractical. Yeah. I mean, if you wear it, you don't do anything with your hands at all. But it was entitled Hero's Gift, and it was part of an exhibition entitled Cornucopia. They're little golden apples.
Oh, and what material is this made out of?
The ring part is sterling silver, and the little apples were made first in wax and then cast in gold. Painted linen canvas with silver and copper, and there was some brass.
So how often do you exhibit?
Try to have an exhibition here once a year, and then often the minor exhibitions where you're asked to take part with other people. Mosaics there too, just another way of using the glass, and all that glass is imported from. That particular glass is imported from America, and it's just so beautiful that you're just looking for ways to use it. We have some of the best sand for glass making in the world. Sadly, it proved not to be economically viable to make it here, and it has now closed down.
So what goes on in here?
Normally this is my painting area, and it isn't normally this neat and tidy, I can tell you. But it's a good place to work. I've got a lovely view out that way towards the house and then down the valley there, and the light up here is quite good. At the moment it's been spruced up because we're having an exhibition that will take place, well, actually from the 25th of September, but right through until the end of October, when we'll open the studios regionally to visitors.
So what is the theme of the exhibition?
It's entitled Garden Life Forms, and it's about life forms, both microscopic and macroscopic, that you would be likely to find in the garden.
How long do you spend working on a collection for an exhibition?
Well, the paintings that are hanging this year are 12 months' worth of work, and that's probably not quite enough time. And
will all these paintings be on display for the Mundaring Open Studios in October?
These paintings will be on display, plus the works of other artists. I've enlisted the assistance of Alison Brown, who is a ceramics artist, Leslie Munro, another painter, Sarah Attanasio, who is painting on glass, and June Bairstow, who specialises in casting metals. Betty McKeough, who was a past student of mine at the Northern High School, which is rather nice, and she's a jeweller.
It must be rewarding to see one of your students do their own exhibition.
It is.
So what do you have planned for the future?
After all this hard work, I would like to, not put my feet up. I'm actually going to go straight into training, and I hope to do a trek to one of the base camps at Mount Everest.
Wow, excellent. When do you plan to do that, do you think?
Well, hopefully next April.
Well, thank you, Judy, for showing us around here, and all the best with your artwork and for climbing Mount Everest.